Hello, my name is Professor Mark Hendrickson. I'm the Vice Chair of Undergraduate Studies at the Department of History at the University of California, San Diego. Well, normally we'd be doing this Triton Day or Transfer Day, but these aren't normal times. So what we're going to do here today is to provide you with a little bit of basic information about some of the opportunities that are available to you as a history major at the University of California, San Diego. I guess to start things off, the first thing to say is congratulations. As you probably heard, there are 121,000 applicants for UCSD for this upcoming year. So you are in a selective company. And with that company means you've got choices. So what we want to do today is to provide you with a sense of some of the resources and opportunities that are available to you here. We'll just cover a few things very briefly in 10 to 15 minutes or so. First, learning a little bit more about the teaching and research interest of faculty. We'll learn a little bit more about the undergraduate research opportunities here at UCSD, some recent and upcoming events, and some ideas about preparing for your life after graduation. And then we'll close things off with learning a little bit about history while at sea. So to begin with, faculty. When looking at the faculty, our interest in both in terms of teaching and research, they range broadly, chronologically, geographically, and thematically. We work, as the quote on the left from our chair, Ed Watts, suggests, on fields in East Asia, the ancient Mediterranean, the United States, Europe, Africa, Latin America, the Middle East, the history of science, and Jewish history. Thematically, we explore a variety of areas: global history, history of gender, sexuality, nationalism, race and ethnicity, among many others. Now, if you wanted to get to know sort of the research and teaching interest of our faculty, one place to go to is the Department of History website. So history.ucsd.edu. If you go to that website, you'll see pictures and then the names and interests of various faculty. And if you click some of these, let's say Professor Eddington, for instance, you'll find on her webpage some background and descriptions of her teaching and research interest. Professor Eddington's current class might be of interest to many people. She teaches a course right now on the history of public health. So it's hard to imagine a course that wouldn't be of more relevance to our the current moment. And I'd say that sort of focus on the relevance of history to the present is really a hallmark of our department. You'll find our faculty writing, being quoted in, and appearing in a whole range of local, national, and international news sources. And for each of us, our expertise for a specific topic, period, or era comes really out of our passion for a better understanding of the world that we live in. We want to foster that excitement in our undergraduates as well. Towards that end, we've got a lot of different opportunities. Now, in the classroom, you'll do colloquiums, you could do the honors program as ways of developing your own intellectual agenda. But let's say you wanted to take it a step further. The university provides a variety of opportunities. I think one of the more important ones is this Triton's Research and Experimental Learning Scholars Program, the TRELS program, a really interesting one that provides money for undergraduates to do research on a quarterly basis or during the summer. And you can apply for $1,000 per quarter. You can apply for multiple quarters or for $5,000 per summer. And that would be a research project of your own creation. And this money, as of just very recently, can be used not just for research on campus, but also towards your study abroad opportunities as well. So if you're thinking about going abroad, worried about some of those financial costs that you might incur, the TRELS program can help you, help pay for some of those adventures abroad. And once you finish up one of those projects, if you wanted to present it, say, to your peers, to other undergraduates, or to faculty, we've got a number of different opportunities there as well. Annually, for instance, we have a conference on research in arts, humanities, social sciences, and the humanities that provides an opportunity for undergraduates to present there. Now, in terms of some recent and upcoming events, we've got a lot of things that are unfolding right now. One is as you look to that next step in your career, or maybe it's what you're going to do over the summer, or maybe it's what you want to do next quarter or in the following academic year. We're going to have drop-in advising in the undergraduate lounge in the Department of History. So we do have an undergraduate lounge, a place where you can congregate with other history majors, collect your thoughts before an exam, prepare for a paper, do some homework, a variety of different things that you can do in this in this lounge. And we're going to have somebody from Career Services that's going to come over every other week for an hour, and they could be there to talk to you about maybe graduate school applications or internships, career options. Maybe there's a cover letter that you're working on, or job applications that you're considering, or maybe you're looking for career options into the future. This is a great opportunity right inside of the department to be able to visit with experts in career services. A second thing that have coming up every spring is our honors and graduation dinner. So the honors project is a course that you can take that allows you to develop your own research project in conjunction with another faculty member. At the end of the year, we award the Rappaport Prize, which is the award for the best honors thesis. And with that, you get a certificate and a check for $500. So we're going to have a dinner to honor those the people who participate in the honors program and then award the winner. And also attending that dinner will be our graduating seniors, history majors. And we're going to hold this at the Martin Johnson House. You can see on the left-hand side the view from the Martin Johnson House. It's a beautiful place on campus. So sort of a capstone event in your career here at UCSD will be when you're a senior attending this honors and graduation dinner. We've also got alumni panels, and here's one that really works to your advantage. This one was supposed to be set up for April 23rd, but obviously we're not going to be able to do that. So we're going to postpone it until next fall when you're already on campus. And what this is going to be is a few different graduates from the June of 2019 class, so very recent graduates, who are going to come back and talk about their experiences in the workforce since they left UCSD and how the history major helped to prepare them for those experiences. And they work in a variety of fields. They work in nonprofit. One works for a nonprofit for immigration. One interned with the state legislature. We've got another one who is a graduate student at UC Santa Barbara. Another who is currently at law school at the University of San Diego. And another one who is an associate in corporate governance, ethics, and privacy at ALUMNI, a local life sciences firm. So you can expect to meet these recent graduates within your first few weeks of coming on campus in the fall. Working with other undergraduates, we've got the History Network. And the History Network is an undergraduate-run organization that allows you to develop a cohort experience with other history undergraduate majors at UCSD. We've got some neat classes that are coming up too. We've got a 4-quarter sequence in environmental history that you can take, and fulfilling your lower division requirements for the history major, you could take 3 courses off of this new series. So if you're interested in the environment or environmental history, this would be a great set of new classes that we'll start offering next year. We've also got, as of last year, a history with a global concentration major. And basically what this is, the transcript designation in global concentration that would provide a way for you to signal to employers, graduate schools, and colleagues your interest and your global interest in global expertise. So transcript designation here for global concentration. Another really interesting project that we've got going on, and this is through the Institute for Arts and Humanities, the Race and Oral History Project. And you can see kind of on the left-hand side here in the PowerPoint slide, a brief description of what that program is about. Study abroad opportunities. A lot of places offer study abroad opportunities. Here at UCSD in the history department, you get to do them with history faculty. And just in the summer of 2019, we offered summer courses in Hong Kong, Scotland, London, Berlin, Madrid, Rome, and Sydney. And you want to keep in mind that TRELS money provides an opportunity for you to apply for some funding that'll help you to this as you go abroad. But maybe for you, going abroad isn't quite what you're interested. Maybe you're interested in things more at home. If you wanted to perhaps intern up in Sacramento or in the District of Columbia, we've got some great opportunities there as well. For instance, the University of California District Columbia program. This is an actual campus that the University of California has in DC, and you go there and you do 2 things. One is that you do an internship, and the second thing that you do there while you're at DC is also to develop a research project. Now, in terms of the internships, just a huge number of options that you have to choose from. Just very recently, in terms of students who from UCSD who participated in this program, we've got undergraduates who serve in the Office of Senators, congressmen, work in the Department of Justice, work in the Department of State. You might find yourself working in sort of a lobbying organization like the Sierra Club, or a variety of other opportunities to help to shape public policy in Washington, D.C. And this can also provide not just an opportunity to do internship, but perhaps a pathway to a career in the future. And that's something we want to focus on here at UCSD as well, preparing you for that next step once you graduate. Towards that end, Professor Nancy Kwok from the History Department also is the director of the Arts and Humanities program. And they had a really interesting set of events last year that provided students with an opportunity to learn more about their opportunity, what their options are once they graduate. Let's learn a little bit more about that.
The program was sponsored by the Mellon Foundation, the Division of Arts and Humanities, the Institute of Arts and Humanities, and the Career Center. And there were 4 days of workshops focusing on law, medicine, fellowships, and news and entertainment. The first day was oriented to law and careers in law, but not just for the sort of litigators that people see on TV, showing the sort of breadth of opportunities available in legal professions. The second day was health and medicine, and we had speakers talk about public health, medical school, nursing school, and sort of the opportunities that are available in that area. The third day was for fellowships, prestigious fellowships like the Fulbright, and also opportunities to travel, Peace Corps, and then teaching opportunities through Teach for America and Saga. And then the last day was in news and entertainment. And there we invited a reporter from KPBS, as well as a producer and a director, just to give students a sense of the breadth of opportunity there as well. As we transition our students from being undergraduates to joining the workforce and becoming professionals, it becomes a very different sort of set of skills that you need to succeed. And one of those skills you need is to network, to introduce yourself, to learn from others in a one-on-one setting, and to really sell yourself and your abilities to potential employers. So we wanted to make sure students had an opportunity to test those waters a little. And so we made sure that our sessions ended early so that students would have time to go up and introduce themselves and talk one-on-one and really develop the beginnings of a mentorship, hopefully, as well. I want undergraduates to know that they have an extraordinary opportunity in front of them right now, which is that they have 4 years to explore all different kinds of classes, even if they think they're pre-med. Go learn about Shakespeare, go take a class on world history. These are these opportunities that may not present themselves ever again in your life. And so there's really a value to encouraging students to consider taking humanities classes, learning about the arts, really exploring all the different facets of education that are available to them at UCSD. It's really a privilege and a rare opportunity for them.
All right, so what Professor Kwok's efforts on these panels suggest is that there's a broad range of opportunities for history majors. And I know a lot of times when we think about becoming a history major, you might hear that you can either go into teaching or maybe go to graduate school, but that's just not true. We've got a broad range of opportunities that we explore with our undergraduates here at UCSD. And if we look at this recent study from the American Historical Association, they actually look at where history majors actually end up in terms of careers. And what this chart suggests is that there's really a broad range of fields where you can find the skills that you learn as a historian, the critical thinking skills, the writing skills, the research skills, the historical knowledge, all of these things being important to fields well beyond teaching and graduate school. And we've got a lot of different examples of that in terms of our alumni. Let me just highlight one here. David Marchik is a graduate alumni from the history department back from the mid 1990s, and in 2018, he came and gave the alumni welcome address at the convocation that occurs in September for classes started. And you can see him giving the address here to the incoming class of 2018. If you show up for this, I'll be there. In fact, there's some tents sort of in the back of the crowd. If you look over David's shoulder, and I'll be back there at a table for history majors, and come back and meet me. And I look forward to that opportunity to meet you right from the beginning of your career. Now, David went on to a really interesting career. He served 7 years in the Clinton administration, including one stint as Deputy Assistant Secretary of State. He wrote perhaps the most important book on foreign direct investment in the United States, and he up until recently served as the Managing Director of the Carlyle Group. And in David, in his address in 2018, talking about the importance of being a history major and what he learned, he said in part, "Because I tried something new, and because a great professor inspired me to learn something new, I became a history major. I gained confidence in writing. When I applied to UCSD, I never would have thought that I would enjoy history and be competent as a writer. With what I learned at UCSD, I would be fortunate enough to write for presidents, newspaper CEOs, and even a book." And when you come to UCSD as a history major, one of your concerns might be not just the fields that you're going to enter, but also employment rates and also income. And if we look at the recent statistics, again, from this American Historical Association study, we find that history majors, in terms of median income and unemployment, compare very favorably with others in other fields. And if we compare the humanities and the social sciences to the STEM, it's a really interesting article. It came out in September of 2019, and it talked about long-range earning outcomes for various fields. And I'd point you in particular to the fourth paragraph. They say the advantages for STEM majors fade steadily after their first jobs. And by age 40, the earnings of people who majored in fields like social science or history have caught up. So it's true. Out of the gate, STEM majors tend to make more. But if we look over the longer term of a career trajectory, we can find that history, humanities, social sciences do quite well. Now, when you come to UCSD, you're going to see a lot of exciting opportunities. You're also going to see a lot of changes. So for our department in particular, there's a new big building development that's been going on for the past couple of years, the Torrey Pines Learning and Living development. And if you look at the image on the top, towards the back, that building in sort of the back left center is the one that we're going to be in. We're going to be on the 7th, 8th, and 9th floors, and it's going to be a wonderful facility, a beautiful part of campus that we hope will be opening up in September of 2020. And when you come to that, the history department, you're going to find that the department looks west, straight out towards the Pacific. So just a really beautiful facility that we're looking forward to moving into relatively soon. So we're really excited. We're really excited to have you join us in the fall. We've got some exciting events and opportunities that we know will enrich your experience at UCSD. If you've got any questions between now and then as you make this really important decision, I'd invite you to contact our undergraduate advisor. You can visit our department website. And then I'm going to join you as well for some Triton talks over the next few weeks. We haven't quite got those on the schedule yet, but you'll be getting notification of those. And those will be live events online where I'll be there to answer your questions about the program. So more on that to come. So as we think about being a history major, we've talked about a lot of different opportunities on campus. If you want to study abroad, if you want to study in DC or Sacramento, doing an internship, a lot of great things. And you might not think necessarily that the Pacific Ocean would be a site for your investigation as an historian, but that's not true. So I'm going to leave the last word to Professor Mark Hanna, who's going to talk a little bit about one of his courses. So enjoy the video, stay safe, stay healthy, and good luck as you make this really important decision.
Welcome. My name is Mark Hanna. I'm a professor of early American history and the history of the British Empire. You are presently in the middle of my class, which is the Age of Sail. This class has been taught for the last 4 years in conjunction with the Maritime Museum, in the Hill Collection of Pacific Voyages at UC San Diego. This has been a great partnership that we've had for many years, particularly with Ray Ashley, who's an alumnus from UCSD, who's actually the captain of the ship, the San Salvador, that we're on right now. This ship is a replica of the first ship to sail into San Diego Harbor in 1542 by Juan Cabrillo. It took many, many years of research and investigation to try to come up with as best a model as they can imagine the ship would have looked like. And this is a great experience for students to really engage actively in what it means to be at sea. I think students really enjoy having this sort of tactile experience rather than sort of just simply the in-class readings that they really can't really grasp in their totality what that really means to have life at sea. And I think even in this 4 to 5 hour trip, it really is mind-blowing for a lot of students, and many of them not simply history majors. A lot of them are science majors who will tell me that they were in labs for many years but still consider this their most sort of memorable experience while on campus at UC San Diego.
My name is Dr. Ray Ashley. I'm actually an alumni of UCSD. I studied anthropology and got a degree in anthropology from UR. As a student at UCSD, at the time that I was going there back in the late 70s, all the departments were striving for excellence as opposed to just raw size. And so you were aware that you were studying with leaders in the field, but you were actually learning how to think. And I think that was probably the most important aspect to being a student there.
Hi, my name is Patrick. I'm a history major at UC San Diego. I chose a history major because I was interested in learning more about where we come from and figuring more about my past. One of the major lessons that Mark has been trying to drive into us is this kind of empathy with the people that we're studying, so kind of putting ourselves in their position to really understand what it would have been like in the period.
Hi, I'm Leslie Lazo and my husband Ruben Lazo, and we're parents of Patrick, who's a history major. This is his last year. Well, we're proud. He started out with a different major, and after attending other classes, he really kind of decided kind of on his own that he wanted to switch over to history. At first we were a little taken back just because it wasn't something that he had thought of when he started out at school. But now we're really proud. It's really an interesting topic, and we found ourselves attending a couple classes with him, lectures, and now today. I'm very impressed with just the professionalism of even though it's a field trip kind of thing, we're really impressed with what they learned today. I mean, the teamwork, and it's nice to see that a class isn't just confined within the 4 walls, and this kind of gives meaning. And not knowing anything about history, it's like, how does sailing apply? And there really is a huge correlation between what actually happened back in history and what we're doing today.